What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Vontae the First, back again with another video, man. It came to my surprise that Fire Force Chapter 300 has dropped. It dropped sometime last night, but obviously I was asleep. So now here we are, nonetheless, with that Fire Force, man. We're finally in the 300s. I mean, I know it's going to end pretty soon, like maybe, I don't know how many chapters we got. I do know that Okubo has completed and submitted the final chapter. So I'm guessing we might have maybe like between maybe like 3 and like 3 to 5, 6, somewhere around there. I might say like, I'll probably go with 3 or 4ish or something personally. I don't know. We might have a little more than that though. Who knows? But yeah, man, last chapter, Shinra, he ends up bringing everybody back. When I mean everybody, I mean people from years before. Everybody that was in the Evangelist, the White Clad, all those factions, literally everybody. Not Shinra. Benimaru's mentor, his sensei, brought back everybody. And it was weird because some people were like, I guess he brought everybody back to like when the time that they died or something, because I noticed that Burns, he had the his doppelganger, he had the horns like mixed with him. So I'm assuming it was like a, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess it's, I don't know. Like either he brought everybody back from before they died, or he brought everybody back and just random shit's happening to them. I don't know, but Shinra did his thing though. Obviously he has the power to do so, so it makes sense, only makes sense for him to actually be able to bring back life on the planet and stop the cataclysm. We see Arthur, he was still in space looking down. I don't think he's going to be revived because he didn't die on Earth, but we'll see what happens, man. Let's get into this next chapter to see a more elaborate answer from Shinra as to why he did this. But let's get into it, man. Chapter 300. Human life has been restored and the world is reborn. What is the answer Shinrabanshoman has arrived? What is the answer that Shinrabanshoman has arrived at? You see all the souls. Look at that. That's just dope. Oh, okay. So in that cover page, I can see from the silhouettes, this is Inca, Sumire, the first pillar, the Adolla, the one that was in the Adolla, the tower. You know what I'm saying? The Adolla power tower shit, and of course baby girl Iris. Let's see, everyone's come back to life, looks like it. But since we were the pillars, the pillars chose to resonate with Haumea's despair, I think we should wait and see what she, oh, they're not back yet, they're still, okay, that makes sense, because they are like naked, because like a Soul Eater, whenever soul resonance is being done, obviously the weapons are the ones that are inside of the master or meister, whatever you want to refer to as, whatever. And then they had they talk to them and shit like that, and their souls is resonating with the main user, just like with Shinra and his brother Sho and his mom. So yeah, so they're still within Haumea. I can't believe you will let humanity's despair accumulate into a cataclysm all over again. This is insanity. You escaped the hell just to go back to it. That's where you're wrong. Tell me then, what's so different? For as long as there is life in this world, the fear of death can never be escaped. As long as there is human consciousness, despair will never cease. That's correct. Then why? Oh, well, I changed things. Changed things. How could you possibly mean? What could you possibly mean? I can't pinpoint it, but something's different around here. And you see all the buildings. Like I said, the buildings look all different from each other and shit. That's that. I forgot his name. Damn, I forgot his name. One of the, like, not captain, but he was like a lieutenant, I think, for my boy Juggernaut. He's in was he in the 4th? No, 2nd. He's in 2nd because he's under Baldy. that one cap. I'm forgetting names right now. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know who I'm talking about though. The one that got his fucking head sliced off. Oh yeah, it says his name right there. Hijiki. I knew it had a J in it. Hijiki Senpai. And he hugs him, and then his head just flew off. What the fuck? Okay, remember what I was just saying before I started reading the chapter? I said like how Burns, it looks like he still has horns and shit. So I'm like, are you bringing people back before they died, or like when they died, or like what's going on here? It looks like that's the case. His head really popped off, and he's not dead. He's talking to him. Watch where you're throwing that. Wait, watch where you're throwing that oversized body of yours, Senpai. What is this? What? Gross. Why's my hand growing? Oh yeah, his hand fell off. Creepy. What is going on? This is crazy. Let's see. He caught his head. I guess he's putting his head back. Let's see, am I dead? I don't quite remember, but did I die? Yeah, I'm the one who killed you. I kind of remember you now. We ran into each other. We sure did. Well, I'm not one to sweat the small stuff, but huh? Totally, I'm not either, because I'm so into you, right? What the fuck? So she ends up cutting his fucking head off in the nether, and then now they back and they trying to, you know what I'm saying, trying to get together. Like, what's up? Like, you know what I'm saying? What we trying to do? That's funny. That's actually very funny. I always love the comedy in this series. It's never like cringe or like forced. It comes off really well, you know. If not death, what exactly do you call small stuff? I'm Orochi. Cool. I'm GK. I see him though. You know what I'm saying? I see you. That's dope. That's what's up. So I'm guessing he created a world where nobody can die, because, you know, Haumea was always about how her whole thing was like how death is salvation, you know, and death is the answer to all the despair that people go through. But Shinra, he's doing something different, where I'm guessing he's going to make a world where nobody can die, so they don't have to fear death, and also they don't have to have despair, because it's like you don't have to, you know, be scared about dying from the, you know, all the the random combustions is going around and all that kind of stuff, right? So I'm guessing nobody can die. So then now that makes me think like, okay, so if this is the prequel to Soul Eater, like say this is the actual Earth that Soul Eater's Earth is, like in the future, if that's the case, you know, if it, you know, but I don't know, like, how does that work? Like, did they just become like some souls? Like after a while, they kind of like aged, and then they just became souls in general that was just around areas or something? Or is this like a different Earth? Or is it just a different like an alternate universe? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm gonna continue though. I'm pretty sure we got swallowed up by those black flames. My hand keeps growing and then it comes right off again and again. Well, whatever. What? Captain? Oh, and then Captain Obi, his neck. I forgot because he got shit slit. Wow. So even with him, you can see a little, what the fuck? And then somebody's laughing inside his head. It's what the hell? Somebody's laughing and smiling and shit. Or they say, hey, what the fuck? That's weird. Maki, what's going on? Your neck is, and then he comes back and he has an X on his neck. What the hell? Once I came back to my senses, I felt like my neck didn't fit right. Then let's get you fixed. Hell yeah. Oh, he put that. Okay. Vulcan put that on. This feels off. It almost feels too relaxed. Did you notice it as well, Sergeant Hinawa? This out of place feeling. It seems the deception of this world has changed again. If I had to guess, now it's like a world of madness. Shinrabanshoman, what exactly have you done? When I rebuilt the world, I lessened the value of life. You lessened the value of life. Yeah, I don't get it. I was thinking that he lessened the value of... Well, I guess that kind of... Does it go with what I was saying? Because if you're saying he lessened the value of life, what does that mean? I'm guessing that means that, like... Yeah, I guess that's kind of like what I was saying about, like, making it so that death isn't, like, something that's gonna... like, it doesn't really exist, essentially, no more. Like, death itself, like, the... You know, the whole definition of senescence, of aging and suffering or pain and just dying completely. I guess he made it so that, you know, death just doesn't happen. And the fact that he's saying I lessen the value of life, maybe he's saying that, like, people don't have to ponder and struggle and just go crazy over like life and death, like that altogether, life and death. I guess that's what he's saying. I guess. Let's continue. You listen to the value of life? Yeah. I made death into something a little closer and more intimate. Yo, y'all see that? Death Sama. Lord Death. The Grim Reaper himself from Soul Eater. That looks just like him. He has a little... He just created death. Literally. Wow. I actually caught this a few chapters. I forgot how many chapters ago it was, but I remember saying that, like, what if Shinra like creates death? Like, what if he creates everything? I forgot what chapter I said that in, but I was like, you know what? Because at first I was thinking like, okay, well, what if Shinra becomes death himself? But I'm like, you know what? Maybe he creates death. Like I don't know if I said it on video though, but I did definitely think about that. Like either if he was Death or he's going to create Lord Death. So I'm assuming he's going to make, and he says making Death intimate. He's literally talking about Death as in like the Grim Reaper, Death Sama. And you know how Death is in Soul Eater. He's very caring. He's a very like, you know, he's a god essentially. Well, he is a god pretty much, but he's actually a very just person. Like he's not unfair. He's very loving and caring. Wow. And then the fact he's saying more intimate, it's like, he said a little closer and a little more intimate. So it's like more, wow. This is interesting. So now going back to this last chapter, the last panel or page, he said, I lessen the value of life by creating more death. You see, this is the whole, like the juxtaposition of Fire Force, like what we've been saying for a long time. And especially with like the last stretch of chapters, right? We've been saying how like Haumea, she looks like a goddess or whatever, a saint, the good or whatever, an angel, the light. Shinra is like the darkness, the devil, you know, the Grim Reaper himself, just in all the negative thoughts, you know. But Okubo does this thing where he switches the two, and he has Haumea basically like, she believes that death is salvation by literally just having everybody just die. Shinra is flipping that and turning the death into a thing of like he's, how can I say it? Like he's manifesting death as a physical thing rather than like an end result for humanity itself. You get what I'm saying? It's like she brought death onto humanity, but he brought death, he birthed death for humanity. For meaning like he's doing, like death is somebody that's actually doing the right things for humanity, the righteous things for humanity, giving humanity like love and intimacy and all this kind of stuff, right? As for Haumea, she's bringing death to humanity in terms of just completely just killing them off. So I like that twist. It's a weird thing when you think of, like when you know, on the surface level, when you're just thinking about it on the surface, like, okay, he created death. That sounds crazy as fuck. Once again, another thing that if somebody didn't read this manga and they heard that Shinra created death for the world, like they'd be like, what the fuck? Like, what? He created the Grim Reaper or he just killed the world or some shit like that? But no. I just love how Okubo does that. He's such a great mangaka, and I'm gonna be making more videos about him. I gotta remember all the stuff that I be saying though too. But I'll use my own videos as references and you guys' comments too as well. But like he does such a great job with like not only changing the meaning of things, but having the audience and the reader really think about things in general. Like, remember going back to like about Tamaki, a lot of people didn't like Fire Force because of the whole fan service thing with her. But Okubo, he came to a different perspective. He's all about perspective. He came from a different perspective and said, well, you know, Tamaki, I mean, that's just what she is. You know, Lou, the whole sex appeal thing, that's just what she is. Just like in the real world, that's people are in that field of things. You know, people got OnlyFans and shit like that. People, there's like, he makes everything in his series inclusive, and he always flips on top of his head and changes the perspective of things that are like I said with Shinra. If you look at him, he looks like a fucking devil, right? He is the devil, essentially. If you don't know shit about the story, you would think he is the bad guy. But no, he's changing your perspective of that, because most people would think that he's a bad guy. Just like people would just think Tamaki, oh, you know, she's just a slut and all this stuff. But it's not like she's actually like that personality-wise. That's just her appeal, you know? So it's like, I love that Okubo does this thing where it's like he changes people's perspective of characters. And he also calls out the audience and characters within the series for certain, you know, contradictions that they have. Because, like, just like with us, the people that are in the audience that hate Tamaki's for her, like, sex appeal are contradicting themselves because they love that kind of shit. They watch porn and OnlyFans and do all that shit every day. You know what I'm saying? So I like that Okubo is making us realize things about ourselves and also changing our perspectives about things that we, you know, may not understand or that we just hate for little to no reason. So I really fuck with Okubo with that. That's probably the best aspect of his manga, in my opinion, is that, you know, and this whole thing that's going on right now. Anyway, let me continue. That was a little tangent, but hey, I love Fire Force. You think that's going to stop me from despairing, Saint? You can decide, oh, did she just hit herself? You can decide if I should do things over. If you don't like this one, I'll kick the world into shape all over again. Let's live it again and again. He's saying, you already lost, Haumea. You just got to accept it. I can keep changing things. You can keep saying this and that, and I'll just keep changing it. Keep changing it, keep changing it, making more madness and shit. So you better just accept the shit right here, right now. Or else you might get something that you probably wouldn't even like as much. You know what I'm saying? I like that. This looks just like the Amano Iwato. Hold on, what's the note right there? I gotta see that shit real quick. Let me zoom in a little bit. That's all I get. Okay. No, in Japanese mythology, the Amano Nato was a cave that the goddess Amaterasu locked herself in after Susanoo pooped under the seat and she sat in it. What the hell? Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. You can decide. Okay, I already read that part. I'm stupid. This looks like the Iwato brother. She's just going to choose despair all over again. Exactly. And he said, "Oh, okay." And Sherman said, "Nah, she won't. She won't." He said, "Nah, she won't. She ain't going to despair over again." I told her I'm gonna keep doing it until you actually accept this. We want everybody to be inclusive here, and you're the last person that's going against everything. And I like that a lot. That's so crazy. Shinra is such a great guy and a fucking god. Because it's like he's making it so that everybody can be inclusive and just accept the world for what it is at this point. I love that Okubo has this solution. This is different. I haven't really seen many manga in something like this where it's like it's a world filled of hell. And how do you fix that? Because humans just our nature is just a bunch of conflict and just craziness. But he's really embracing all of that, but making it positive somehow. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. Oh wow, my boy CHARON, boy, it's cool to see him back. That's dope. Isn't that right? Haumea, it's me. You still hear that voice of despair, don't you? I know better than anybody the pain you feel from humanity's collective unconsciousness, but I never gave a rat's ass about humanity or their suffering. It wasn't their pain that hurt me. It was yours. That's why I wanted to create a catastrophe as soon as possible to put Haumea out of her misery. But there was one thing I always regretted. I wanted to see her smiling face, even if it was only once. You were always crying deep inside. Just because we're at the climax doesn't mean you should cry. You should cry, Max. What the hell? You doing a poem or some shit? Good one. Oh, what the hell? That was Shinra's mom that said that. That's funny that she was the one that said good one. I thought it was show for at first. You don't even have to smile, but please, if I could just see your face again. She's opening up, and she's crying and shit, but she's opening up. It's not fair. Shinrabanshoman using CHARON. That's cheating. Proof that cuteness could save the world. Yeah, she pretty eyes, little cute eyes. Proof that cuteness can save the world, and so the saints' despair has been dispelled. She's so cute. You see, Show and Mary there. You can see it in the soul resonance shit space. To be continuing chapter 301, choosing the future. Wow, man, this is great. Damn, that title is very interesting too. Wow, man, this is. I don't know. I've seen people tripping about this whole thing, especially people that don't read shit. I don't know. It's just like. Recently with Tokyo Revengers, the little author's note, people were taking that like very, very literal and like, oh, this is some corny, cheesy. I mean, it's meant to be like that. And it was just a little author's note, and he said, it's about the friends that you made along the way. You know, the whole One Piece thing. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, it wasn't like, yeah, whatever. That's a different video. Y'all probably know what I'm talking about if you were in the Tokyo Revengers discourse or whatever. But with the Fire Force, specifically, man, I seen people was like, oh yeah, they ruined Fire Force. I'm like, y'all don't even know what y'all talking about. At this point, it's like, you should have seen something like this happening. Not exactly this rollout, but the fact that Shinra versus Haumea, the battle of gods, essentially, you should tell that whoever wins is going to be one who pretty much makes society or the world either start over or whatever, do whatever they get to choose. Because even Show brought that up. Whoever wins in any kind of battle, basically, they're the ones who is just. They are God, essentially. And that's exactly what's happening right here. So, I really love what Shinra is doing, though. It's like making death more intimate, closer. And now when I'm thinking about Soul Eater, I'm thinking about Lord Death and how he was with his people. That's, wow, man. That's really good. it's like people can't die. Just goofy shit happens all over. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really interesting. And Soul Eater was a very wacky ass world. So it's like seeing this is dope. I love it a lot. I love it a lot, man. Let me know down below what you guys thought. This is about a 20-minute video, so I'm gonna stop right here. Let me know what you guys thought about this chapter. I love this chapter a lot. I hope you guys, please comment down below what you guys thought about this so I can talk to you guys, you know. And just stay tuned for all the next videos. I'm gonna have JJK on Sunday. I believe My Hero is on a break this week. But yeah, just stay tuned for more videos in the future. See you guys in the next video. Enjoy the rest of your day, and peace.